Hello and welcome to Talk a Good Game, and it's been a while since we've done one of these because of the international break, but it's the preview of West Ham United versus Crystal Palace. Now we do have a lot to get through tonight because there's a couple of giveaways, and we've also got a very special guest with us. It's the man who did this. Baz, thank you very much for joining us on Talk a Good Game. You must have had a sore throat after Monday, did you?
I did, mate, I did. Thank you. Thanks for the invite. It's an honour. Yeah, I think Go on.
It was a pleasure having you here. Your popularity on social media has gone up twofold in the last 48 hours, isn't it?
It's gone crazy, mate, to be fair. I went to the game with a friend of mine who's on social media called Steve-O the Madman. He come along with me, and a lot of people at the game knew him already. And then when that video come around yesterday, I promise you, my phone, I woke up this morning with 73 alerts on Twitter and 34 on Facebook. I'm just glad it's got a silent option, unlike my voice when I'm in a football match.
Fantastic. Well, it's well deserved anyway. I've also got my regular roommate, Gonzo. Gonzo, let's start with yourself. Crystal Palace, what's your opinions on Palace this season?
I know a little bit about Palace. Best man at my wedding is a staunch Palace fan, so I know a lot about them because he never stops talking about them. At the start of the season, he was praising them. Now he just comes over and whinges about them. Got some good players. Zaha, Balassi, struggling for goals for the centre forward. They've got quite a lot of good players. But obviously the big story is Pardew returning really on that one. But they're not a team in form, and they're a team low on confidence.
They're the only team in the top 4 tiers of English football not to win a league game in 2016. Baz, what's going wrong at Crystal Palace? They were 5th at Christmas. Why are they now looking over their shoulder at relegation?
Crazy, isn't it? What a side they've got there as well. The power they've got going forward is unbelievable. They just seem to be shipping goals, and we've had it before down at our place. If you win, everyone's confident. When you're down, the fans are on your back. But credit to Crystal Palace fans, what supporters, eh? Probably the loudest in the league, if you're honest. Anyone, do you disagree with that?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I think they'll make a racket up Upton Park. Gonzo, you just touched on our former manager Alan Pardew returning there. What's your opinions on Alan Pardew?
I'm grateful to Alan Pardew for what he did at the club. And you think it's 10 years ago now. 10 years ago, that cup final, and I was there. I mean, in many respects, he did the job that Sam did, but possibly a little bit better because he got us up, he got us promoted via the playoffs in the same way. But he solidified us in that first season. I think we were in the top 10 in that first season back in the Premier League. But then he got us to the FA Cup final 10 years ago. It was in Cardiff. We had a really tough run, much the same as like this year. I think we played all Premier League teams, I remember rightly, and then Steven Gerrard broke our hearts. But in terms of Alan Pardew, I'm really grateful for what he did, but he's a feisty manager, and things are not going his way. And when things are not going his way, he's a bit of an angry man. So I mean, I don't think it'll be a pleasant place to be, the Crystal Palace dressing room at the moment.
Is he under extreme pressure this weekend, Baz, when he comes to Upton Park?
He's got to be, and he, like you made a point earlier on, the only side not to win in 2016, and the form we're in, how can anyone ever write us off? We're capable of winning anywhere now. What have we lost? 2 games in 24, isn't it now? 23, 24? He's got to be under pressure, but, he's done a great job there. They were down the bottom of the league when he took over last year. I know they come up to 4th or 5th this year and have dropped down now, but they still deserve a bit of credit, surely.
Gonzo, can't they still get relegated? Right now, they're 7 points clear of relegation. However, their next games are us, then they play Norwich, relegation battle, then they play Everton, Arsenal, then Man U. Should they be looking over their shoulders?
Yeah, I think anybody that's mathematically in it should be looking over their shoulders. But I think those games, I mean, they don't get on Pardew and Wenger for starters. So I mean, they'll be highly motivated for that. I think Norwich. Balassi is a really, really good player, a very good player, as is Zaha. But Balassi really frightens people because not only he's got technique, he's got pace and strength as well. They can get goals out of him, they'll be safe. But they need goals. Goals are really the currency that they should be dealing in at the moment. So if they get on the score sheet, they'll be fine.
Well, I think we'll go through against Man U. Baz, let's just say we go out of the FA Cup. I'm not saying we will, but let's pretend we do. Will you be supporting Crystal Palace in the FA Cup? Will you be hoping that Pardew goes on and lifts the trophy with them?
Yeah, 100% I will. Of course, we always want to see how our boys do good, don't we? I think they deserve it as well. As I say, they've had a rough time in the league, but yeah, they're up there, and you've got to give them a chance while they're there. I certainly don't want to see Everton win it, that's for sure.
The head-to-head in the Premier League's very even. We both won 4 and drawn the 1 game in 9 meetings. Palace have actually only lost 3 of their last 17. Palace have only won 3 of their last 17, and all 3 wins came in the Cup. However, they've only lost 3 in their last 12 away from home, but that does also include the Cup games. The man in the middle on Saturday, as you all know that watch this show, I love to know who the referee is, and it is Mr. Clattenburg. But don't assume he's the worst referee in the league. Our record under him is still quite good. The last time we had him, we got beat 1-0 to Southampton when he sent off Wanyama. However, before that, we drew 0-0 at Old Trafford, and we beat Crystal Palace 3-1 earlier in the season with him in the middle. And obviously, Crystal Palace lost that game. They also lost away to Aston Villa with him in charge, but they beat Stoke. So that's the head-to-head with Matt Clattenburg in charge. However, let's talk about our own side. Gonzo, 2 defeats in 22. You must be extremely confident going into this game.
I am confident, but before we speak about that confidence, I'm just going to embarrass Tom, who's a regular on the show, because we were stood next to each other watching the Southampton game. It was very windy. It was a nasty game. And when Clattenburg got a few things wrong, Tom actually shouted, "Oi, Catamol, what do you think you're doing?" at the top of his voice, and everybody laughed. Yeah, so he got Lee Catamol and Clattenburg mixed up. But in terms of being confident for this game, yeah, I am. If it's funny enough, if we were playing them in the cup, I would be less confident for all the reasons that you gave. But it's hard not to be. I mean, I think possibly Kouyaté, maybe you'll brief us on the team news. Possibly he might be carrying a slight injury. But gone are the days when you're leaving Kouyaté out and someone like Jonathan Spector comes in or something like that. If Kouyaté's out, then Obiang Gonzo will come in. Maybe Antonio goes back into the middle. That Tompkins might be playing. Whatever the combination is, you've got to be really confident that we can turn over Crystal Palace.
Well, Baz, we've got Tompkins and Sam Byram back, although Byram didn't play a part in the testimonial, so perhaps he's carrying a slight knot that we don't know about. Who would you like to see right back for this game? Because Antonio's impressed there, but surely against Crystal Palace you want him further forward.
Do you know, I've got to be honest, at the start of the season when James Tompkins started at right back, we were solid, mate, in my belief, and he's my right back for me. And he's just before he got the injury, he just got that point where he could get forward and get down the channel and get a ball in as well, which the first couple of games he didn't seem to have, but he's got that, and for me, he's our best right back. I've got nothing against Sam Byron. I know he's a natural right back, but just for now, James Tompkins is my choice.
Well, Kouyaté missed the international game on Tuesday night with a fever. How serious that is, we do not know. But Gonzo, if Kouyaté misses out, who do you put in there? Do you put Song or Obiang in there?
Who do I put in? I'd probably go with Alex Songs. I like his passing, but it's Bilic has shown that he really likes Obiang, and Obiang really impresses every time. I think we got a snip wherever he was, 4 or 5 million from Sampdoria. So Obiang probably deserves to go in there. I think Obiang will go in there. But I think bearing in mind they are a team low on confidence, I would probably put Song in there and just try and pass them to death and go with Lanzini, Payet and Antonio in front with Sacco at the tip and just go for the jugular.
Well, it's time for our first giveaway. I'll ask Baz in a second what he thought of Payet's free kick. But speaking of the man Payet, we've got a giveaway of an A4 print. All you have to do is go onto Twitter. I will put it to the top of our Twitter page over the next couple of nights. All you have to do is retweet and follow to enter, and someone will win the print of the Payet with a selection of words. The winner will be announced on the Crystal Palace review, which will be out on Saturday. Baz, come on then. What did you make of Payet's free kick?
So what you're talking about, mate? My free kick or Payet's free kick?
I'll tell you what. Payet's French accent needs a lot of work, I reckon.
He's put a bit of timber on as well, hasn't he?
There you go. Baz doesn't just batter out anthems in the Betway stand. He's also got Payet's mask. Baz, are you extremely confident for this one?
You've got to be the way we're playing, surely. Stats don't lie, do they? I know football's a funny old game, but how can we not be confident? I'll be honest with you, at the testimonial on Monday, Slaven Bilic gave me his tie inside the ground. I see him outside in his car and he called me over. And I promise you, his first words to me were, "Do you trust me?" And I said, "Of course I trust you, man. We're 5th in the league and the quarter-final of the FA Cup." He asked for the tie back because it's his lucky tie. So if we start losing, I want that tie tomorrow, not at the end of the season like he's promised me. I just can't see us losing now, mate. We've got strength and depth, which we've never had before. And the team spirit that, when have we seen this at West Ham?
It's never. I think you'll see. We're all saying it every week on this show. It's just fantastic. I'm going to get these guys' predictions in a minute. I think we can all sense what they're going to go for. But before that, it's time for the big giveaway. Myself and Gonzo met up with Mr. Ian Bishop earlier in the week as well as Ludo, and Mr. Bishop presented us this. He wore it in the warm-up before Mark Noble's testimonial and got it signed by all the players in the All-Star teams. Rio Ferdinand, Paul Di Canio, Trevor Sinclair, Bishop himself, Moncur, all their signatures are on here, and we're giving it away. All you have to do to enter is subscribe. Now on Twitter, there's a tweet to retweet and follow as well to enter again, and there'll be an entry on Facebook at facebook.com/HammersChat. All you have to do is like and share the post, but someone will be winning this. We will be giving it away with a massive thanks to Ian Bishop. We've also got exclusive interviews with him, 2 of them. Myself and Gonzo had a wee chat with him. It's on our channel and it's well worth checking out. The man is an absolute legend and we cannot thank him enough. Someone will be winning that courtesy of Ian Bishop. So not to take the spotlight away from Baz's Slaven Bilic tie, but it doesn't have a Paul Di Canio autograph on it. Baz, what's your prediction for Saturday's game then?
3-2 West Ham.
He's going for goals. Gonzo, are you going for goals as well?
I'm going for a couple of goals, and I'm going for us to score them. I think we win 2-0. I can't see Palace scoring. Whoever we put out, whoever Bilic puts out, lucky tie or no lucky tie, whatever defensive four he chooses, we are hard to break down. And I can't see a team. Adebayor, Connor Wickham. I can't see it. 2-0 to West Ham.
I'm going for 2-1 West Ham. I think it's worth noting that I think Adebayor went missing again. I think he went off on a holiday when he wasn't supposed to be on holiday or something. It's worth looking into it, but I believe he's done his usual. I've got my deal. I'm off ski. Anyway, we'll obviously be back on Saturday night with the review. We're looking for people like yourselves, like Baz, like Gonzo, like myself. On Tuesday the 5th, we'll be doing our next episode of Talk West Ham, where you can get involved. All you have to do is give us a ring on the video call and talk about any topic you want about West Ham. It can be about Palace, it can be about Baz, it can be about Bilic's tie, it can be about Ian Bishop, it can be about anything. Just get in touch. There's loads of ways of getting in touch. It's hammerschat@gmail.com to email us, and all this, obviously our social media. All the links are below in the YouTube description. But most importantly, remember and subscribe with a chance. For your latest team news and your match report, do check out cladsandhughes.info to chat with your West Ham fans for free. Come on to hammerschat.com and you'll find us there for a chin wag. But Baz, thank you very much for coming in. We're all looking forward to hearing you belting out some more anthems in the Betway stand.
I'll have another go, mate, on Saturday. Don't worry about that.
Fantastic.
Can we just have it, Baz? Is there any chance of having it now, mate? Can we have a tune now?
Yeah, well, what do you want?
Well, let's see.
This one, we've got Poyet, Dimitri Poyet. I just don't think you understand.
Fantastic. Well, there it is. We're going to end on a high note. We can't bear that. Thanks to Baz, Gonzo. I've been Geo. We've been hammerschat.com. Thank you very much for watching.
Thanks very much.